Welcome to Inside Cottonwood. I'm your host today, Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood, and we're gearing up for the big event in Cottonwood. Cottonwood, Arizona is really a special place, especially when you look at the Old Town area, Riverfront Park area, all of the locations throughout Cottonwood. We're really an advantaged community in those respects. It's rather interesting as we start looking at Thunder Valley Rally, and that's where we are at this point in time. Is Thunder Valley Rally is going to be taking place September 15th and 16th, and actually we have a little bit more time to talk about that because I think we're going to have a day before that for camping purposes. So actually it's almost like a 3-day event. But I'd like to introduce Bob Moellman. And Bob, you are a special guest today. You're Director of Marketing with the Arizona Law Tigers. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in the second segment about the Law Tigers, but you're a platinum sponsor, and which really means an awful lot to us. You guys give greatly to our program, and which really is something for the motorcycle community and those people in Arizona. So we thank you for being here and help discussing Thunder Valley Rally with us, as well as your business. And Hezekiah Allen is our Recreation Services Supervisor with Parks and Recreation with the Community Services Department. So thanks for being here, Hez. You're usually always here with me. Yep. Seems like we're doing something always together. So I want to thank you both for teaming up here today as we launch into this. We're talking about, this is our 6th annual here for the City of Cottonwood running the Thunder Valley Rally program and the venue. This outdoor venue program has been growing over the past 4 years pretty significantly, and especially over the last 2 to 3 years. It's rather interesting to see that, you know, we're getting a lot of individuals, probably between 8,000 and 10,000 people over the 2 to 3 day period, which is really nice because as we spread things out, it really helps out our community, especially with all of you motorcycle people who come in and spend money in our community, which we really enjoy. We thank you as well, and it's really a curious thing because it helps generate funds because we are just a tax revenue basis community where we just run on sales tax, and so it really helps out our community. Again, I stated before, this is a 2-day event. We're trying to expand it a little bit. Program this year consists of an incredible venue of opportunity for motorcycle enthusiasts, bikers, part-time enthusiasts, you know, a lot of us are, hobbyists, gearheads, and music enthusiasts. I am one of those. Those who come to the event enjoy 2 days of music on stage, along with food vendors, demonstrations, which we'll get into that, custom builders, bootlegging, poker run, that's a great program, bike shows, pancake breakfasts, a variety of rides, main stage, Miss TVR pinup contest, and just a lot of fun in the Old Town as well as Riverfront Park area this year. And last year's program, again, we saw about 8,000 to 10,000 people in attendance over those days. And this year we're expecting a similar number as we feature national headliner bands of Kenny Wayne Shepherd and Blue Oyster Cult. So BOC is coming back our direction again. They were here. When was that with Rhythm and Ribs?
I want to say, was it 2009?
Yeah, I was going to say 9 or 10. And we had it in the fall time, and it got down to 48 degrees, and it was blowing about 18-mile-an-hour winds. And Blue Oyster Cult froze up there on stage.
Exactly.
They were moving, but yeah, they were blue.
They were really blue.
And everybody out there was blue.
Yeah.
It even started to rain a little bit. I remember that.
Yep.
So this will be their 2nd time with us. So this year we have some changes in our program format. We need to discuss those. We'll be going into that. So I wanted to start things off by having you introduce the names of those individuals who represent various businesses and organizations throughout the Verde Valley and Cottonwood pertaining to TVR Committee. The TVR Committee is so special and so significant to the growth of this program.
And I would definitely echo that. I mean, this group year-round works on this program to make sure it comes off successfully. People are excited about it, and they represent stakeholders throughout the industry. Bob's also on the committee.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you. We're privileged to be there.
Yeah, it's great.
And so Kyle of Grand Canyon Harley's on there. Rose Ortiz, who works with the Recreation Center, but she was also the one really integral in starting the toy run here locally. And she got it up to the biggest it's ever been. That program continues. It's a great program. Dennis with Cottonwood Motorsports sits on the committee. Karen with D&K Cycles. Chris Pratt is an individual. He's a local rider, so he represents kind of the local ridership. In addition to that, Deb Althouse sits on there with her husband Stretch, and they also represent the MMA contingent. In addition to that, we have Mitch Levy, who is with Burning Tree Cellars. He's also worked with a lot of hog groups down in the Phoenix area, so he brings that crowd with him. And then there's who else? Am I missing anybody on that?
I think you got just about everybody.
Just about
that I
everybody.
remember.
Oh, Randy Garrison.
Oh, Randy is. That's right.
You have by county supervisor.
That's right.
Also a rider.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
For the
No,
most part.
as we look at this as our third year of having a committee that basically umbrellas us and basically gives direction and helps as a committee. Tell us why this has been an extremely positive direction and why it's important in having a committee like this for the support of TVR in our community.
You know, I think most importantly, if you left it up to our staff to pick the music and the venues and what's happening, we don't really have that strong of a handle on the industry and the riders that represent the industry. So by bringing this group together, they bring, you know, the riders that are coming from all disciplines, all manufacturers. That's why we have Karen with D&K Cycles and Cottonwood Motorsports and then Grand Canyon Harley. There's a lot of brands represented there,
Yeah.
a lot of their rider groups, as well as the local riders, and then the folks that have been in the trenches for a long time putting on programs here in the Valley. So when it comes to picking music, like I would have never picked Blue Oyster Cult. I think
Right.
they're a great band. We'd had them before, so we were kind of thinking, really, do we want to do it again? But the group reaching out to their groups and the networks, and you know, at the end of the day, we probably surveyed almost 200 people to pick these bands. We come up a list,
Yeah.
and they're the best choices. We're getting great response from them. So
Yeah, they do have a following.
They
so
do.
it's rather interesting because I remember even with Rhythm and Ribs, and as cold as it was, there was a lot of people that came up out of the Phoenix area to listen to VOC.
Yep.
And so rather curious. In the last couple of minutes in this first segment, tell us who our sponsors are as they support the role in providing for this event. I mean, we got a lot of them.
Yes.
But again, you know, we want to thank the Law Tigers especially, but you know, go into that.
Okay. I think first of all, the relationship we have with our sponsors is the tone has been set with the committee, where it's not about seeing how many sponsors we can add to our portfolio. That's never been the intent. Because at the end of the day, you start diluting the market. The more you add, the next thing you know, you have a 15 by 15 foot poster and it's all sponsors. And it's like, well, we lose the impression there.
Right.
It's about getting a sponsor in and developing a relationship and then having that sponsor grow with us through the years. And Law Tigers is a great example of that.
And that's one thing we have been doing, so which really has made it kind of a warm, you know, type of a scenario for all of us, and
Right.
we appreciate that in that context of things. So tell us about some of the others as well.
Okay, so platinum level is also obviously the Law Tigers. With that, they get the naming right, so it's Thunder Valley Rally presented by the Law Tigers. Next line, we have gold level sponsors, which is Budweiser, and then recently Wild Tonic came on board to be a gold level sponsor. They make a kombucha drink. I think I'm pronouncing
Yes,
that right.
it is.
Yeah.
I think it's kombucha.
Kombucha.
Yeah, there
Sure.
we go. That's for my son. Yeah,
Okay,
so
there you
we go.
But they're a local company, and in 2 years, they have grown tremendously, and now they're in 41 different states. They're getting ready to release their alcohol version, so they jumped on board this year. Silver level sponsors, Red Rock Collision, great company if you have any auto body work that needs to be done. John also does a lot of custom paint work, a lot of pinstriping and airbrushing. Unbelievable artist. That's how I actually got into doing what he's doing now. Grand Canyon Harley-Davidson, they've been with us forever. I think they may still have rebates on their 16 models, but go check out their 17 models.
Sure.
They're pretty impressive. There was recently a magazine article where they couldn't pick the best 17 model that was produced.
Oh, wow.
So out of all the manufacturers, they said, we can't pick one. So the entire lineup that Harley produced for 17 is the top.
Wow.
So that's pretty impressive. That's outstanding. Pepsi, Knackered, Larry Green Chevrolet. If you get a chance, stop by and chat with them too. Great deals as always. You have by Broadcasting, what we're doing right now with Inside Cottonwood. Burning Tree Cellars, great local wine. Go down and see Mitch down in Old Town. He's always producing great stuff and winning awards left and right. Nice Johns have helped us out in the past. We're trying to work out a deal for this year. Arizona Northern Equipment. If you have any groundwork that needs to be done, dirt work needs to be done for your house, give them a call. They do excellent work. CAT Transit, it's the local shuttle that's provided. One of the things that we can really do as a community, which not a lot of rallies can do, is leverage our resources. And so our shuttle system, no other rally really has this. It's a free shuttle system that takes you through the entire Verde Valley, picks you up to your hotel, and take you to the concert venue and take you back at the end of the night for free. Yavapai Fence Company, Arizona Biker Information Guide. If you get a chance, give Kelly a call. She has a great publication. She's always helped us out. Affinity RV. They always provide RVs for us for the green rooms. It's a great service. D&K Cycles. They work on all manufacturer brands, so bring your stuff by them. Taylor Waste, Cottonwood Motorsports, side-by-side markets, Polaris, Victory Motorcycles. Now he's transitioning to Kawasaki, and he has a wide range of models as well, new and old. Walmart, Indian Motorcycle of Chandler and Peoria.
Wow.
Obviously, Historic Old Town Association, Military Service Park, Suzy Q Drive-Through. A new that came on this board, on this level, is Silver, Rockford Fosgate. They are releasing their speaker systems for Harley Davidsons, and so their grand release is going to be at Sturgis, and they're also releasing back rear speakers as well. So we've kind of done some rallies or some giveaways already with Rockford Fosgate, where we've given away systems through Facebook.
Amazing.
Steve Horton
Okay.
is the first winner, not the city attorney,
Yeah,
local writer.
Right.
He used to own KA Cycles, but now he's off doing his own thing.
Oh boy.
So I think that's it for sponsors. But again, we have a great cast. They grow with us every year. Once they get involved with us, they stay with us, and they usually end up going up the levels. So
That's great.
we try to outperform our package every year.
That's fantastic. We're going to take a break at this point, and thank you for joining us for Inside Cottonwood. We'll be back in just a moment for our second segment directly with Law Tigers. I'm your host today, Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood.
This is Bruce Morrow, Transportation Manager for Cottonwood Area Transit. Remember, we cover the entire Verde Valley and Sedona. Cottonwood Area Transit has you covered wherever you want to ride in the Verde Valley, all day, every day. Take Cottonwood Area Transit through Clarkdale, Verde Village, and from 26 locations in Cottonwood. With Verde Links, it's a quick and easy trip to Sedona every day. Don't forget our connectors to Camp Verde. Visit cottonwoodaz.gov for Cottonwood Area Transit and take a seat. Let's go ride!
Welcome back to Inside Cottonwood. I'm your host, Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood. In the second segment on Thunder Valley Rally, we're going to be talking directly with Bob Moellman, as Director of Marketing with Law Tiger Motorcycle Lawyers. And Bob, first off, welcome once again to Inside Cottonwood and the City of Cottonwood. I'm glad you were able to get up here early this morning.
Very happy to be back with you.
Yeah, you could get a little bit of shopping in, as you were stating, so that's good. So I just wanted to include information pertaining to the Law Tigers, as they are a nationwide motorcycle accident lawyer group who are Professional Association of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers, and they help riders every day. Your association consists of a skilled group of personal injury lawyers whose mission is to support and promote the well-being of motorcyclists. And you know that needs an applause there, because there's a lot of them out there that really need that help. Your group is dedicated to rider safety, awareness, and education, and your company is committed to the riding community. Finding an attorney near you from Tiger Network can be achieved by calling the 1-800-529-8443 number. Tell us about the Law Tiger business, Bob. Where are you located?
Well, our home office our corporate office is located in Phoenix, Arizona. That's where we started. And we currently have physical operations in 11 states. We can work all over the country, but we have a network of firms that are Law Tiger firms. And our model is that we watch over our own, and that's essentially what we do. We take care of the riding community to the best that we can. Unfortunately, in today's world, there's a need for what we do.
Yes.
And every day we're seeing the results of distracted driving, texting, all those types of things that impact our community severely.
Yes. And definitely so. And we have them up here all the time.
Right.
And it's a sad commentary on today's cell phone activity in reality.
Yeah, it's become a huge issue and a big distraction. Driving up here today, coming up the I-17, 110 miles, I had a fellow pacing next to me the entire time on his cell phone. He was reading text or something, and it's just unfortunate that in 3 seconds he's traveled a football field and he's not seen a foot of it.
That's right.
Yeah.
And see, that's the thing about motorcycle riders is they understand that.
Yeah.
They understand the concept because there's nothing around them, and they've got to know, exactly. As they drive 3 seconds down the roadway, there's a football field that's just gone by.
Right.
So they know that.
That's
so how many branches are there nationwide with Law Tigers?
Well, they're not really branches. We handle 5 states out of our Phoenix office that are corporately controlled. Then we have the law firms that can become a licensee, and they function in their capacity. And we have a licensee in Collins, Colorado, that does Colorado, Wyoming, Nebraska. We have one in Southeast Texas, handles that portion of Texas. We're currently opening a facility in the Miami-Dade County area in Florida, and that'll be joined by one in Tampa Bay. We have one up in the greater Chicago market out of Crown Point, Indiana. That's Indiana and Illinois. So we run California, Utah, New Mexico, and Arizona out of our Phoenix operation.
That's great.
Yeah.
So why choose the Law Tigers? I mean, to represent you. I know that, number one, I looked online and it says they're experienced, they're aggressive representation. Number two is there's no recovery, no fee for personal injury claims. It's on a contingency basis. And number three, you get the maximum recovery amount. And number four is never ride alone. Tell us about those areas of representation, if you would, a bit more.
Well, I think the key thing is that simply our experience in the riding community. Most of our attorneys ride. I ride. Most of the folks that are involved in our field marketing area, all riders. So we understand the nuances of what can occur on a bike and the hazards we face, the road hazards and the distracted driving hazards. So that experience lends itself to our representation. We know what goes on a bike. We know the language that the insurance companies speak and the medical side. So all those things lend credibility to how we can represent someone.
Yeah, that's the experience level.
Yes.
And it speaks volumes.
Yes.
Tell us about TVR. How long has the Law Tigers been associated with TVR, and then even before that with Thunder Valley Rally?
As we were talking a little bit earlier, I personally have been involved with TVR for the past 10 years. And I believe that the firm had 2 years prior to that we were involved. But we started with it at that point when it was out at the casino. And as Hezekiah mentioned, we've grown with the program. We were a vendor for many years. We stepped up some sponsorship. And then in the last 4 years, we've been able to ratchet that up to where we became the title sponsor the last 2 years. And we're privileged to do that. We like lending that support to the riding community and to the communities that host these events. And it's beneficial for everyone. We're privileged and proud to bring the type of entertainment and the venue that you guys have provided to the riding community here in central Arizona.
Oh, we love having you. And I know that I have down here, what are other events are the Law Tigers involved with? And you said, wow, there's a lot.
Yeah,
so.
it is. Well, if you can imagine, in those 11 states, there's a number of huge events going on. Our crew currently is up in Sturgis. We have a big presence in that market. They're in the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally. But across the country, from the Rot Rally in Austin, Texas, to the Thunder on the Lot and West Coast Thunder in California, it's just really too many to number. In each of our markets, we try to get involved in at least 100 events a year. So as you can imagine, that keeps us a little bit busy. Yeah.
Man. So how long have you been a motorcycle rider then, Bob?
Oh boy, a long time. I started 11 years old on an old 59 Cushman Eagle.
Oh,
so
my
I've been
goodness.
in and out of the saddle due to professional life and military and everything, but somewhere in the 56 to 58 years.
Yes, long time. That's great.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Any new things coming forward with the Law Tigers that you want to talk about?
Well, I think the newest that I mentioned was our expansion into bringing in the state of Florida into our fold. We're excited to be there. It's a great riding state. and we'll be able to support that community like we have all the others. So
that's great.
It's probably the biggest things right now.
Well, we appreciate and value the Law Tigers and what you guys do, and especially nationwide. I mean, you know, it's just everywhere. So wanted to thank you personally for that. Thank you for being here today as well. We're going to jump into a third segment here in just a moment. We're going to take a break. I'm Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager with the City of Cottonwood. Welcome to Inside Cottonwood, and come back again for our third segment.
This is Bruce Morrow, Transportation Manager for Cottonwood Area Transit. Remember, we cover the entire Verde Valley and Sedona. Cottonwood Area Transit has you covered wherever you want to ride in the Verde Valley, all day, every day. Take Cottonwood Area Transit through Clarkdale, Verde Village, and from 26 locations in Cottonwood. With Verde Links, it's a quick and easy trip to Sedona every day. Don't forget our connectors to Camp Verde. Visit cottonwoodaz.gov for Cottonwood Area Transit and take a seat. Let's go ride!
Hello and welcome back to Inside Cottonwood. I'm your host, Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood. We're discussing Thunder Valley Rally, and it's upcoming September 15th and 16th. So mark it on your schedules, on your calendars, whatever you've got. There's the brochure there. So make sure that you do identify that, because it is a lot of fun. And we've got some great activities for Friday and Saturday. Tell us why the TVR committee selected Kenny Wayne Shepherd and Blue Oyster Cult.
Like I said, so we put together this giant list of acts that were available to us in our price range. TVR committee sent it throughout all their networks. At the end of the day, Kenny Wayne Shepherd was towards near the top of the list, and so was Blue Oyster Cult. You were a part of that, weren't you, Bob?
I'm a big advocate for Kenny Wayne Shepherd. I'm excited that we're bringing him up here. I think it'll be a real treat for everybody. Yeah.
And one of the Utah rep worked with Kenny Wayne Shepherd?
I don't really know. I think they were involved in maybe an event together.
Yep. So, because we were talking about last year Kenny Wayne Shepherd, but we weren't able to get him. This year we put him on the list. He was high on the list. It just so happens he's coming out with a new album about the same time period as Tilted Earth. So or not Tilted Earth, Thunder Valley Rally. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's both start with a T.
I know they do.
And so we're excited. He's got his background is he's kind of a Stevie Ray Vaughan protege.
Yes.
And so when Kenny Wayne Shepherd came out, he was a kind of the child guitar reincarnation of Stevie Ray Vaughan. And so if you come out and see him, he is unbelievably live. It's amazing the calls we're getting of people saying, I've seen him 50 times, and I've enjoyed every time.
Can you imagine him and, my son's back in the 90s, but he didn't grow up in the 90s, but I mean, with Guitar Hero and some of those things. He actually, he's completely self-taught. He cannot read music. Get that. Wow. He can't read music. And he got his first guitar at the age of 3 or 4 with his grandmother, who purchased him with with the S&H green stamps. That's what she did. She purchased it from that. And then, from what I gathered, he always listened to Stevie Ray Vaughan, I'm like, oh man, that's just awesome. I'm like you, I love blues, and I'm a blues lover. And so I was reading this, I was like, man, this guy's killer. It's amazing what he's done. But he was mesmerized by Stevie Ray Vaughan. So he actually, as he was self-taught, he employed a process of learning one note at a time, playing and rewinding cassette tapes using a cheap Yamaha wannabe Stratocaster, which was made out of plywood. That's what he used, guys. Wow. This is incredible. So, I mean, when I was doing this history on Kenny Wayne Shepherd, it's incredible. So tell us about, I know that I think he's gotten 5 Grammy nominations. He's got 3, if not 4 platinums. And he's got 1 gold. And so the guy is an incredible artist. That's the best I can say about him.
Oh, he's unbelievable. Right now he's got a new project. It's called The Rides, and it's Steven Stills and Kenny Wayne Shepherd and the other band members that make up that list. I can't remember their names right now, but they are in their own right at the top of their game. So that's another great project if you get a chance to go out and see The Rides. do so because they're excellent.
Yeah.
So we're excited. He's going to be playing on Friday before Kenny Wayne Shepherd. We have Whiskey Rodeo. Before him, we have a Santana tribute band.
They're good.
They're excellent. Will be a great lineup, and that'll be down at the Freedom Bird Entertainment Park and Campground.
All right.
So that's on Friday.
Yeah. So, and if you didn't know this, Shepherd's married to Hannah
Mel
Gibson's daughter.
Right.
So pretty amazing.
Know that,
yeah. So pretty wild there.
Maybe she'll be here.
Yeah, maybe. They've got 5 children now, so I don't know.
They probably won't.
They probably won't. So
They're going to want a bigger trailer.
like the Faust family is big.
Exactly.
So now you'd indicated Riverfront Park. So
Uh-huh.
we're splitting things off this year. So we've got both Old Town that's going to be closed off on Friday. Tell us the time periods there for Friday and Saturday. Old Town will continue to be closed.
Right.
But Riverfront Park's going to be open then after 5 o'clock for all of this music venue.
So the program's growing, and
Yes.
knowing that, we had to take the main concert venue and put it in a place where it can continue to grow and thrive. In addition, it gave us the opportunity to add RV camping and tent camping. So we have 2 venues. We basically added a 96-acre park to the Old Town venue. Old Town will operate Friday from 1 to 4, there'll be 2 stages. Opposite ends of the street, as well as bars. There'll be multiple parking lots within Old Town with vendors. Vendors can stay open for however long they would like. At 4 o'clock, the music and the bars will transition over to the Freedom Bird Entertainment Park. If you're not aware, the Freedom Bird is a plane you jumped on to come home from your tour duty. So it resonates strongly with those who have served.
Vietnam War vets, yes, definitely so.
The intent was to pay homage.
Yes.
And that's why the Military Service Park is the charity for
Love it.
the Freedom Bird Entertainment Park and Campground.
Right.
So at 4 o'clock, that park kicks off. We'll have music. In between the music, we'll have FMX freestyle motocross and dirt bike jumps. They'll be doing backflips in the air. So your attention's always going to be going somewhere. And that was the whole.
Bob remembers those days.
Yeah. Did you do that on your Cushman?
Not voluntarily.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about, go ahead.
Oh, so Saturday,
Yes.
same concept. Program starts at 10, 4 o'clock. Things kind of transition over. Vendors in Old Town can stay open as long as they would like, because there'll be people coming in and out all the time. The streets will kind of reopen as well. 2 o'clock on Saturday, things will transition to the park. We'll kick off. We've got the mods. We've got an 8-9 piece Leonard Skinner tribute band that's going to be playing, Mr. Skinner, and then it's going to go into Moellman and then go into Blue Oyster Cult.
That's just awesome.
You can't really get any better than that.
It's a great lineup.
Yeah, it really is. I was looking at BOC a little bit more on Blue Oyster Cult. They formed up in Long Island area of New York in '67. I got there in '77, so I was on Long Island then. But of course, their big songs are "Don't Fear the Reaper" and "Godzilla" and "Burning for You." And I was interested that I didn't realize it, but there was a major influence on bands such as Metallica, Iced Earth. All of those Evangelists, all of them, that the music, that's what they got directly from Blue Oyster Cult.
Really?
Yeah. So it was pretty amazing going through all of that when you look at it.
Will Ferrell was also inspired.
There you go. Yes,
Yeah,
he was. That's more cowbell.
Exactly.
Yeah. So always that one. That's a good one to look at too, because it's fun to watch.
Yep.
We talked about who else was playing. We also talk about the Freedom Bird Entertainment Park being at Riverfront Park. And so we are shifting things to Riverfront Park. So we have a lot of growth, an opportunity for growth. Real quick, tell us about camping, because that's something down there that's going to be going on that they have not had really in the past that much.
It's a great opportunity because we can start on Wednesday of that week and have people camping throughout the week until Sunday. And the more people we can get here staying locally, the more money it's going to generate for the area, and also create that experience for those coming up to really get up here and relax from the Phoenix hustle and bustle daily, and Tucson and Flagstaff and actually the Southwest. We pull them from all over. Thanks to Law Tigers, because they help us pass out the postcards throughout all those areas. So thank you.
Well, when we get involved in an event, we support it. And unlike maybe some other sponsors and everything, we really engage with the event and try to make it as good as it can be.
Yeah, definitely. So on that similar note, if you're looking for a great place to camp or put up your tent. We were down there this morning taking pictures. It's lush green right now.
Yes, it is. It's green as all get out.
Beautiful. It's literally right next to the Verde River, the only free-flowing river in the state of Arizona.
That's right.
You can walk from your campground RV to the concert venue and back and forth. You're also right next to Old Town. You could walk into Old Town. It's a great central location. And it's going to be an amazing atmosphere for that.
It really
weekend.
is. And again, realize also is that in the nights down there along riverfront near the Verde River,
Like 15 degrees cooler.
It's 15 to 20 degrees cooler than Phoenix, and so it's really nice. You're in your 70s, and lately it's been 70 degrees right on the nose down there
Really?
at nights, getting down to 69. So it's cool. It feels great. I just appreciate you guys being here once again. We've had a great time discussing Thunder Valley Rally. Again, when you get the opportunity, put it on your calendar, September 15th, 16th. If you're planning on camping, come on down. Everything you can get directly off of the website for Thunder Valley Rally, or which is thundervalleyrallyarizona.com, az.com. You can call the Recreation Center. We thank you very much for joining us today. Hope you enjoy the remainder of the summer as we're looking at now the backside, and it's going to be a lot of fun coming into the fall time. Thank you for joining us for Inside Cottonwood. I'm your host, Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood.